with your back pockets. Yeah. The way that ass move is nonsense. Probably got a lame nigga reaching for his wallet. Like I got
okay.
Ass like a stripper, make you wanna throw $1.
Okay.
Spin it over. Go ahead and drop it. I don't wanna see shit.
Cut it off.
And I'm high than the mother. Got a text from my brother.
Yeah, that right there was King Suave from Saginaw, Michigan, with Dream ENT.
Yo, shout out to my homeboy King Suave and the whole Dream ENT movement. You know, that's my homeboy went to school with. I love that dude. Funny ass dude. Catch him on his social media because this dude will have you crying. Talk about the basic bitches. So, you know, what's up, Dream and T? I love y'all. How are y'all doing?
I fuck with that. I like it. I like it. But everybody, welcome back to another episode of Raw Brilliance. I am your boy, Mansa J. My partner over here is...
You know who I am. This is Ronnie Marcel coming in, looking all fresh and so clean. Got me looking all spick and span. Got a nice little lineup. Got a hair did. You know, gotta play it right. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm looking at my head. I'm like, damn, I got a big ass head, bro.
Damn. Well,
you ain't have to say goddamn, like, nigga. I know. I'm just like being observant by myself. Like, my my homegirl, she was going ahead and putting my hair up, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. I'm like, nah. I'm just like, damn.
I don't know too many people that big themselves up and then completely could do a whole 360.
Bro, I talk shit
same
about
sentence, money.
Bro, this is how you humble yourself. Cause like dead serious, you want to gas up yourself.
It's cool to gas up yourself.
I'm the type of person I'll gas myself up and then go ahead and talk and shade myself. Cause guess what? I'm just a regular ass motherfucker. Like all through our life, it's not nothing just to be negative and all that stuff. It's just like, yo, I like my highs and my lows, and then put in and keep some straight arrow. So shoot.
I respect it 100%, my G. Do you? But the hair is fresh. I might have to get your homegirl number, so I need mine done ASAP, man. I got I'm always wearing hats anyway, though. It's just so that's why I take so long to do my shit. But my beard ain't fresh like yours, though, and I'm jealous over here right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I gotta do more to this beard because I feel like it don't grow, but at the same time, my barber do be cutting it down. So as long as it's nice and dark, that's all that matters.
Mine grow thick right here, and that's it. Just at the bottom, up under the chin. Like, that's about it.
I need to talk shit. So one of the things I want to go ahead and say is to all my peoples and to my fellas, this is mainly you, like, y'all gotta understand the proper like beard. Like, okay, when you got a little scruffle, you got patches, that's not a beard. You know, that's a starter.
Hey, listen, chill out now.
Bro, I gotta go out there because y'all be out here talking about beard getting strong.
Let them men make it.
Y'all be having these brushes, y'all have these picks, and then
this nigga disrespectful today, people.
Stuff like that. I'm just being real because I was in that phase. Guess what? When you in that phase, that's that growth phase. It's one of those that you just like, you gotta stay
humble. Not all the time, my G.
You gotta stay humble, and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes you need to go ahead and cut that shit off. It's okay to have a shadow. Let that shadow grow into a beard. Don't let them patches, part of your chin have patches where dark, it goes in harder right here and it's soft right here. Just go ahead and shave that shit down, make it a shadow, let that shadow grow over time to a beard. That's how you do that beard gang. Bruh. Gang. All right, I had to bring it out there.
I hear all that, and that's cool and fine and dandy, but I'm going to say this to them same people. Y'all go out there and be great with them patches, goddamn. I had patches for a minute, okay? And I know a lot of people that do, and yes, it is a growing stage, but sometimes them patches just gonna stay. You just gonna be one of them patched up dudes. You gotta do what you can to try to fill that shit in. Nah, bro. I know niggas like this, bro. They grown ass men, deep in age. I don't want to put them on blast right now, but them patches still are there.
No,
I just want to say, you hold on to them patches. You respect them, all right? because them patches gonna get you through some things. And in the hard times, you can always pull on them and rub on them and shit like that to bring you comfort.
That's how you look stupid. You over here holding on one patch and just swearing and all that stuff. No, don't. Just stop it. Like, bro, stop playing yourself. Go ahead, shave it down, get a nice little shadow going. Let your shadow grow out, and then
that's true.
Progress too. That's why I said it looks much cleaner. It's nicer, and then you can even say you can fuck around and say, "Hey, in the nighttime when your shadow looks even darker, you can fuck around and say that's a beard."
Yeah.
You know, you fuck around with a girl, you know, she get all surprised the next day when she see your ass got a shadow. But at nighttime, you can fuck with people. You can fuck around. So that's what I'm saying.
Y'all see what happened when a nigga go to the barbershop and come back looking fresh and shit? Like, bro, now all of a sudden,
even like that. It's not even like that. I'm just
beard over here, fresh and on point.
It out there,
I'm over here struggling, and he calling out my patches right now.
It's not even like that. It's like this.
So disrespectful,
I put in the time. I put in the years. Like, this beard has been with me for about a good 3-4 years, and the fact that like this shit was
you
not.
Think I ain't had this beard for years,
bro? Like I had to start over so many times. I pretty much my shit don't even grow that much. Me compared to a white dude. Like, this one dude I know, he was pretty much like, Ronny, I'm gonna go ahead do no beard November. I'm like, all right, cool, me too. My beard stayed the same size when it was a baby, and then he had a whole wolf
individuals, bro. Y'all got different beards. Like, just because he white don't mean his beard grows faster. Just because him as a person,
people they know their beard grows faster and shit, and that's why I say like me.
Not all of them. I know plenty of white dudes that can't grow a beard to save their life.
Niggas, they be shaving, bro. They telling you lies, bro.
Oh my God, bro. Telling me lies. All right. Anyway, so we're going to get off that bullshit and jump into some more bullshit real quick. People out here voting for Kanye already on the early ballots and things. And so we're going to get into that a little bit. Thoughts on that, my sir?
You really want me to go and start this? Because I'd rather you.
I want you to get into it, goddamn, because folks need to know.
No, you're more civil. You're more nicer when it comes to stuff. So I'd rather go ahead and let you go first because, you know, when I say something, it's raw.
All right. Well,
because I could go first. I'm just saying it's going to. I know you're gonna go and say I don't feel that way, my dude. Like I'm giving you an option.
What you got to say about it, because if you do hit the people hard or whatever, and I do need to come back at the end and, you know, smooth out some feelings or whatever, but that probably ain't gonna happen because I probably want you to talk crazy to you. Yeah.
That's how I feel. You know what? To all the people who to all the people who's out here writing Kanye West in the fucking ballots, you're dumb as fuck. You're stupid as hell. And honestly, you need to take your dumb ass. You need, oh my God, you need a good slapping.
Talk your shit.
If you require, and you over here recording this shit, like I hope anybody that you meet the next day just see that shit, they go to your place and give you one good smack. The point where you actually take a 5-minute nap. Because the fact that y'all out here doing dumb ass shit, like I'm not even trying to endorse Biden or Trump at this. Like, guess what? We're in a 2-party system, and it's either one or the other. Yep. And the fact that you out here trying to write in Kanye West because the fact that this motherfucker go ahead and say, "Oh, I'm going here, I'm your future president, doing this and doing that." This dude don't really even have a platform. This dude goes out and talk about how he need this and how he need that. You out here looking stupid as hell. And the fact that you want to take the time to go out and put Kanye West on your fucking ballot, it just like baffles me. And the fact that like, I'm just like saying, yo, we going through a lot of shit. We already know that Kanye West, without a doubt, is not going to make it here. So like, just stop with the bullshit. We already in a system where we only can pick one or the other. And I say one or the other because let's be real, the Libertarian Party, the Green Party, all those other parties does not matter because the fact that you know damn well nobody don't give 2 shits about them. It's either a Republican or Democrat. Just vote one of those. Vote your interests and let's go with that. Let's go with that. Like, stop doing this other bullshit. People are dying because of the fuck you over here just playing around and shit. So you're stupid as fuck, and I hope somebody slapped the dog living mess out of you. That's pretty much how I feel.
Well, talk your shit then.
I talk my shit, and that shit makes me happy. Can I get a round of applause? Thank you.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Thank you, people.
I'm gonna say this, my G.
See, here you go. The voice is speaking.
I agree with everything you just said. I'm not finna try and bat down nothing that you just said. I don't think you was too hard on nobody with what you just said, because I think people are just out here being idiots for the most part. Like they doing this just to try and rebel from the system. And like you said, they think this shit funny. You know, this is why Donald Trump is in office right now. Because people was just like, oh, he funny. I'm going to fuck with him. He's saying crazy shit off the wall stuff. Like, you know, and like they vibe to that. It was a joke to everybody at first. It was a joke to everybody. And then it got more serious and a little more serious and then a little more serious. But in this case, Kanye didn't, you know what I mean, like do enough to really sway people. Like he got a few idiots that are out there or whatever, and I'm just hoping that it is just a few idiots out there that we really don't have to worry about because it's too late in the process. Trump started way early and shit like that. So he had time to run, and he really had campaigns and doing all that shit, you know what I mean? So he took it more serious than Ye is, which tell me like Ye ain't this shit is a joke to him. He just putting it out there to see what'll happen, to get a reaction from it, and y'all giving him a reaction from. That's why he keep doing crazy, stupid shit all the time. Just like 50 Cent with him supporting Donald Trump and shit. It might be for money, but everything that's going on right now, Phil, like, come on, bro. Like, you trolling. We all know you a god of the troll. We all know this. You're in the careers with the troll. We get this. But chill out, my dude. Like, if that's your opinion, you know you sway people's opinion, even though I don't think you should. Honestly, I don't think anybody with celebrity status or just because they have money should be people that we listen to. Like, he is an entertainer in a business and profession that I hope to make my name in as well, into TV, you know, and everything else like that. But I just don't assume like to just go out. First, I want to say Fifth is a legend in the game. I don't want to take that away from him at all. So I think what he's done is tremendous. I think he is a brilliant brother. You know what I mean? I love a lot of the work and shows that he do. I'm a huge fan of his shit. But this is just like, bro, just chill out. Just go back and sit down somewhere and relax. Enjoy your money and shit. You talking about the taxes, I get that. I'm not in your tax bracket. I'm not even going to pretend to be, you know, like I'm not in fifth world. But what I'm saying is this, like, you got to pay, you talking about a few percentage points or more that you have to pay. And for you, that might be hundreds of thousands or even a mil. But it's not taken away from, like, my nigga, you still a multi-millionaire with projects on the way doing shit. Yet, according to this economy and our country and the way the rules and the powers that be set this shit up, we have to pay taxes. We pay taxes on a lot of shit. You're going to pay with taxes regardless, bro. You might have to pay a little bit more voting for doing the right thing, because these taxes, whether they might mismanage this shit or not, still go to programs that for, you know, like kids who need after school programming, like stuff for families and education and all that stuff that you might not hear about. They do get those grants and get that money. It goes out to community programs and shit like that. And just to balance shit out, what's a few extra dollars? You feel me? If you still comfortable, your family is still good and all of that, what's a few extra dollars? And so all I'm saying is, in this whole thing with Fifth going with Trump, Kanye doing this shit and posting it and making it seem like it's cool, like we not in a serious situation right now. Like, we don't really need to see this country change in a positive direction because tempers are on edge right now. Because everybody is on eggshells right now, and this shit could change. I got homeboys that are like really out here ready for shit to pop off, bro. Like, I mean, really out here ready for shit to pop off. And I know it's white dudes out there who and people who are really ready for this shit to pop off and want to see this shit pop off. So right now is a crucial time in our country's history, whether you white, black, Latino, Asian, or whatever. And to play with that, it's just mind blowing to me. So that's why I say it's just some idiots out there being idiots if they really out here voting for Kanye knowing he has no chance to win. I understand you think it maybe should be like Canada and you can get multiple, you know, like it's not a two-party system. You can have more options. Like, we get that. But we here now. Like, we talking about what, 2 weeks away? And you playing with this. All right. Idiots, man.
And
So,
that's why it just is dumb as shit. Where especially motherfuckers doing this for the clout and just to be funny and all that stuff. Because here's a real thing: like your dumbass is literally recording yourself and posting it and just trying to entice to go ahead and get a reaction. Like, honestly, you know, that's why I say, you know, we got some idiots in this world. And like, to be honest, if I was thinking about like how Thanos is, if I had the Infinity Stones and I could just snap away these dumbass people who make the world go back, like, I would do it in a heartbeat.
yeah.
Without a doubt, I'll do that. I'm just like that. I'm just like, yo, Infinity Stones, I need to hurry up and get them bitches because like dead ass Thanos pretty much was not he was not far off what his thinking. So with that being said, yes, there's a lot of people out here that's just doing stupid shit, like especially with Fifth, especially with Kanye and all that stuff. And it's just putting us back. It's just putting us in a position where, like, yo, you just dividing us. Like, guess what? We know we have to do this and we do that. And guess what? We don't also have the privilege, especially myself being this color, you being that color. We don't have the privilege to go ahead and just do bullshit, make up these put bullshit people in the write-ins, because guess what? Our vote is gonna that vote is gonna
That was a
alter
great
how
point.
we move around. So that's why I'm like, right now, y'all gotta just like real deal, just like be mindful. If y'all really gonna help us and try to be there for us and all that stuff, vote for your interests. I don't care if it's, and this is me saying this, just to everybody that's listening. I don't care if you go Republican. I don't care if you go Democrat. Like, guess what? Your agenda, your prerogative, your values is yours. So that's pretty much it. But at least go ahead and pretty much apply it to those. Do not go out here and just be out here playing and making a mockery of this. We already got somebody in office that's pretty much made a mockery of our whole, you know, presidential system, our pretty much our whole system.
Yeah.
And the fact that like we, the people, can actually bring this shit back, or we could put some type of order in it. And like, that's what I really want us to do. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I don't care. And this is me just being pretty much a person that's just like trying to change the narrative. Like, fuck, I don't care what you vote for. Just stop doing stupid shit for the clout, because really it's not funny, it's not cool, and you look dumb as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, that really irritated me, because especially when I saw people doing that, putting in red pen like, fuck you, Kanye West 2020. I'm like, bruh, shut the fuck up. And then Kanye had the audacity to retweet the shit and post it on his page. Like, yeah, I got this, I got that. Like, dude, you are so dumb. Like, oh my God. Like, this is pretty much, bro, back in the day when I said this is that shit that Kanye was doing, that he pretty much like, I know he bipolar and all that shit.
He's not dumb, bro.
Bro, he's doing shit.
It ain't even about the bipolar no more. This is just being like, bro, you playing with this shit. You just being this ain't the bipolar. Like, this is something else. He is just going into his own world. He doing whatever he wants to do, literally, without thinking about the repercussions from it. He's just like, I'm gonna throw this shit against the wall and see what people think it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only explanation. Like, why are you playing with this? Like, you see everything that's going on out here, everything that's going on in the city that you're from. You know, the city that I was born in. Like, you see all of this stuff going on, and yet you still playing with this, dude. Like, chill. You know these people out here are going to do this and follow you. You know this. If you're not serious about this, I can understand if he was serious about this. Like, he started campaigning like 3 years ago. He was already, serious with it. He in this shit. I can understand that maybe, you know what I mean? But you just playing with it, not just laughing about it on social media and shit. Like, come on, bro. We in a serious time right now. We can't have that. We just can't have that, my brother. We just can't. And it's just, you made a good point when you were talking about, what did you say? I don't want to misquote you, so I'm going to paraphrase.
Okay.
All right, but basically, nah, bro.
It was something around like, we don't have the privilege to vote third party.
The privilege, exactly. Thank you, sir. That was the point exactly. And it was we don't have any type of wiggle room. We always have had to be above and beyond of what was expected just to even be like get to their basic level sometime, especially in the past, you know. So we don't have that room to play around like this. We don't have that room. Like, we got to do this the right way, organized, strategic. Like, we have to, man, get it together, yeah.
Yeah, bro, here's the thing. And basically on what you said, it's like, we ain't have the room to go ahead and do anything or remotely stupid. Like, when it comes to black or just a person of color, you really have to be at the highest regard no matter what. Like, let's be real. Every president besides, majority of our presidents has some kind of fucking mistress. And like, I'm gonna say, all right, I'm gonna say there are presidents that have mistresses, because I don't want to get sued by any of these white heads. So pretty much throw it out there. And then, I'm just saying, just from, and Obama, don't get me wrong, everybody has their opinion about him. Like, go call it how you is, but when he was in office, he did come out there and showed some kind of grace. He was a perfect
you gotta respect Obama. I don't care
everything that from him. He did,
right.
His wife did, and even his kids. Like, dead serious. But at the same time, we came from that to going to where we have a president right now where every single week, every other week, we hearing this dude's talking about grab her in the crotch. He over here making fun of disabled people. He over here talking about lesbian people. He over here making comments, making lies, and making promises that he's not gonna fulfill. Like, that's serious. Like, if Obama was to do that one time, they would have his head on a platter by the 5 o'clock news. That's why I just get so sick and tired, especially when it's somebody like us or, somebody who claims they're with us that do stupid shit. And I'm like, yo, we have to keep ourselves at a high regard. We gotta and I love when Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. Like, sometimes I wish I could go ahead and go low. But at the same time, this high, I hate the fact that we always gotta go high, because the fact that I know we always looked at a different way. But this is starting to get ridiculous. And that's why I'm like, guys, everybody, we need to stop doing this, because this, the playing ground is not leveled. It's pretty much fucked up, it's rigged, is pretty much set up against us. And right now we're trying to just go ahead and make some improvements to the point where we can all come and cohabitate together, and we can build our wealth based off of our our worth, our work. Like, we're not trying to over here get in a position where
it's nothing extra.
It's just like, this is just too much. We just want basic necessities of life, and that's all we want. But
it's just equal just fair, bro. Like, just don't try and hold us from anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you don't like me, just don't block my way for anything. You know what I mean? Like, just get out my way and just let me be. That's all we asking. But yeah, that's, man, people, get it together, man. You out here writing ballots in on this and like putting this name on it, and like, come on, bro. Chill out. Just relax. Be serious. Think about what you're doing. Think about the repercussions. Think about the consequences. Like, come on.
and to anybody that listens to this, even though I said I hope if somebody was to go ahead and record them putting in Kanye West in the ballot and doing this for shit and giggles and clout and all that stuff, I did say I wish somebody would go in and give them a good slapping so they could take a nap for 5 minutes. I am not condoning that you do that, because at the same time, I don't want you to be on the stands and I get a subpoena talking about I have to come up to court saying Ronnie has said you need to do this. I am not going to bail you out. I'm just saying that person needs to get a good slapping in the face so he can go and take a nap for 5 minutes and think about all the dumb shit he done. That doesn't
I
mean
don't
that
think
Ronnie
nobody
said
gonna do
you do it.
that.
I am covering
It
all my
might
bases.
happen one
Because
day,
like I
though.
said, people, I don't trust people anymore because people do dumb shit, and I know there's people who are going to hang on to every single thing and all that stuff. So I'm covering my case. I'm covering myself no matter what I say on this damn podcast. Like, I swear, I love people, but I hate y'all at the same time. So like, I don't, everybody has an agenda, and don't try to work me into your agenda.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel you, and I second that. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just tired, dog. Like, shit, chill out, man. They just gotta think about what you're doing. Other than that, man, let's go on to something a little more positive. Somebody doing something. Mr. Jay Z, you know,
H to the Izzo.
the God MC for sure, and he
The LeBron
actually
James of rap.
Lion King of rap. That's, come on, man.
What you okay? No, go ahead and go into it.
Oh, man. But yeah, he's entered into a new venture. He's coming into the cannabis space, and he is partner with who is he partner with? It don't matter, but it do matter. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. But anyway, it's a company that he partnered with. When in 2019 he became the chief brand strategist for here it is, Kelva or whatever, a company based out of Cali, but they've been in the game for a minute, for a little bit, since it's been legalized and everything. And he jumped in on that. Another venture that I think is going to be pretty dope for him. And, I'm pretty sure he ain't going to touch nothing that's not going to end up being, well, with the chance of being super dope. And I think this is, and especially with the stuff that he's doing with it. And he's getting more people who have criminal records or whatever behind marijuana and did jail time and stuff, getting them in the door more so they can experience, this growth in it, since they had to be punished for it, for a flower. So they're getting their chances to get into the game and make some real money, because it is a crazy, crazy dope field right now that's making a lot of money, and billions and billions and billions are being generated, and there are people with criminal records that stop them from getting any type of chance out here sometimes. And I think that's really dope. So I would just want to talk about that a little bit, get your thoughts on it.
So when you're talking about your program, like, there are programs that are in play, and now I don't know what Jay Z's doing, but there is programs like in, I think it's in Colorado, where, you know, if you went for drug related or pretty much cannabis related issues, that you can pretty much have a program where you can like work at a you could work at a dispensary, not a dispensary, but like a farm, and then pretty much if you they give you a nice income, and after a while you could get shares of it, and you could probably one day own your own stuff. So I forgot what it is. I gotta look details into it, but one thing I do love and I adore what Jay Z is doing is this, and I can't speak on other rap artists, hip hop artists, any of this, because the fact that like I don't know if they even have this on and if it's been like promoted or any sense. So I'm not going to speak ill will on them. But one thing I do love the fact that Jay Z is taking an approach to jump into the cannabis game, because that's the one thing that back in the day where black and brown people they was smoking this shit like it wasn't nothing. Like this here's people going in for nicks, going for dimes, like people putting 5 on it. Like everybody doing all kinds of stuff, and like this is one of the things that pretty much put us in jail. And now that we got somebody who's actually investing into this venture, the one we're starting to make it more legal, and then trying to get to the point where we are trying to gain this. And then also people who went to jail for this shit is coming getting a second chance in life, where actually they could go back and pretty much learn the business and learn the science behind it, it's botany and all that stuff, and then actually being able to go ahead and pretty much sell this legally and official. That is one of the things that I'm gonna just be straight. I'm gonna be straight when I say it's like I'm proud of that. It's one of those things that I feel like we need more artists to do that. Try to connect with those and try to get more black people, more brown people, people of color into these programs, because it's
Got
like
to,
one of
man.
those things that it's one of those things that like literally this is one of the things that people they use this to kind of hold us down. And now that we go into an era where this is not legal and we could go multiple areas where this is cool, not everybody trying like you got the old heads that's over here trying to regulate this or make it hard for people to break into this type of industry. Now, Jay-Z partnering with them, yes, it's not the fact that he's owning, he's partnering with them, which is good, because like right now, it's like I'm seeing you eye to eye. And maybe one day I could get enough game where I could just say, you know what, this is great. I could go ahead and move on to my own, or I know a way where I could go ahead and surpass this. We can still partner, or if you want, you could let me get majority rule and you get a percentage, and I can go ahead and do our own thing.
He
That's
already
what we
got
need to start
majority.
looking. What's that?
Jay already got majority.
Okay, so pretty much he's doing that. So cool. It's one of those things like, all right, I got majority. I know the game. I know how we could do this, what we can make it approachable, and I'll go ahead and do that. So, and then also on top of that, you got the social issue where it's pretty much also trying to uplift the people who pretty much went to jail for this stuff, and it's pretty much giving them a second chance. So that's why I love this program so much, because it's really giving people the opportunity to go out and do something with their lives after they leave. Get out of jail. Because right now, you already know when you get out of jail, you're very limited to what you can and cannot do, and it's hard to make a living. So right now, we have things where we can go ahead and bring in. So I'm all for it. I'm supportive of it. And honestly, I wish it was even much easier for individuals like myself, if the game was laid out to the point where we could go ahead and grow on our own. Like I know being here in Texas, everybody really wants to get the cannabis legal here, and pretty much it's
For
not.
sure. Like,
But best believe when they start bringing that movement, I'm going to be all for it. Not just because I want to go ahead and sell it. It's just like one of those things where I actually want to own my own business, because I know just from the people that I connect with and know and all that stuff, you'd be surprised that so many people who smoke weed and
It's
and
not a
use
surprise.
CBD and all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, I don't really use it like that. But at the same time, just being a kind of person, just business minded, who wants to go ahead and just pretty much give value to the people who want it and produce something where, you know, you could go on to business on your own. That's something that's recession proof. Like, that's something that I really wanted to go ahead and try to do. So I love the fact that Jay Z's doing that. He's continuing to go out there and make moves. And honestly, when he does stuff like this, it makes me have that reassurance that Jay Z is really trying to help the Black community. Even though, you know, the whole BS about the football, all the stuff that was with Cap and all that stuff, like stuff like this, it just makes me reassured that Jay Z is really out there trying to do better by Black people.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, he been doing a lot of stuff though, man. It's not even just this. Behind the scenes, he's been really putting in the work, like really about. Yes, he's still making, you know, cake, but he doing like he's spreading that love around, and he really reaching back, you know, and that shit is what it's all about, man. And this program is dope. The new company is called, I don't know if I'm mentioning it, but it's called Monogram.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the new weed brand that he got. The website and stuff is up, but they're not selling just yet. So, but they announced it yesterday. And he's been with the company since 2019, though. Uh, but so he's always been involved. He's been involved for a long period of time now, so he knows what that company is. So he has like that inside knowledge that this could really be something. Like he's seen the people that work there, talk to him. I'm sure he's done his homework on all that stuff. So I know he's gonna be prepared for it. I know he has a strategy for it because he has a strategy for everything that he does. And as far as like the NFL stuff and all of that, yeah, he had me confused at first, but then after I thought about it, it didn't even take me like, I don't know, maybe a day or two. I was just like, but it's Jay. Like, we really don't know what he doing, but we know he doing something though. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and if it's anybody gonna get the benefit of the doubt for anything, it's gonna be Jay. And look what he's did. Like, of course, he's a businessman, and I'm sure there was some type of interest in that way with the NFL, but he also had the right intentions at heart when he got in there, though. Like, it wasn't, we need people moving up and thinking in those rooms and those doors, and who better than Jay Z to do this? Like, he has conquered almost everything he has been in, going to court over cases and stuff and getting, like, changes made in prisons and, like, putting so many kids to school. Like, this is Jay Z. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
not that many people putting respect on his name because, like I said,
I
he's
think
out here
everybody
doing
put
that.
respect. You ain't got no choice but to put respect on Jay Z.
No, that's what you need to do. But like what I'm saying, people are not putting enough respect on his name because the fact that when stuff
It could
happened
never
during that
be
time,
enough.
people's question him like, "What is Jay Z doing? What is this and what is that?" Everybody had their comment,
I
but at the same
remember.
time, like
I
I'm just
remember.
thinking to myself, it's like, "Yo, this is the guy who's pretty much did this, that, and the third. What did you do before 5 o'clock? You didn't do shit. So why are you commenting on a person that's literally out here who has the funds and doing things like that? He's gonna fuck up here and there, but at the same time, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and go ahead, own up to his fuck up, and then try to do right. This dude has been doing right no matter, like, a lot of times, and yet only thing, like, and then when you talk to a person that's an average Joe and all that stuff who all have these comments, like, bro, we can go ahead and look at your career, look at your life, and see that we have you fucked up, and we ain't gonna go ahead and pretty much dog you out. So pretty much, it's another black man going ahead and doing this, and he's over here trying to live the way of life. Like I said, Jay has done a lot for us in the fact that not many people know, and some of the stuff is being recognized. sometimes. So like when he does stuff like this, that's why I said give him his respect, give him his flowers, because that is he's not doing it for himself, he's doing it for us.
Jay is a billionaire because he did shit that we would never know about. Like he is a different type of person. We can't even like. I be thinking back on that shit. Like people was really upset out here about this shit. I'm like, what did he really do that would lead you to believe he's not gonna handle this? How you don't think he thought about Kaepernick and how this would look? Did we really believe that? Like, come on now. Like, this is
Like,
Jay.
Like Jesus is like, yo, and he even says like, yo, Cap did what he intended to do, and like he did his thing. But now what's next? And he came in as that what's next. I'm gonna go ahead and do this, so we can go ahead and have representation. We can do that. But at the same time, people capping on him is like, so you gonna get Cap a job? I mean, if he could get him a job, cool. He gonna try. But if he can't, then it's not his fault. Cap should, like when Cap did what he did, he knew that with what he's doing, even though he's taking a stand, sometimes it's going to come with repercussions, and that's literally what it was. His job, it was on the line. Like people. Owners is questioning him, people was blackballing them and all that stuff. And like when Jay Z came in, like dead ass, he came in on a business tip. And even though if he could try to do what he can to go ahead and get him in, like it's really upon the teams to see if they really want him. So, like I said,
I think Jay is just trying to be the first owner, bro. Like in the NFL, like the first black majority owner of a team. I think he's sliding his way off in there. Just like last year when he slid his way into the weed business, and then now he's miraculously got his own company in it that's getting ready to launch fully and start selling, legalized cannabis. And he's sliding his way in there. That's all this is. I think it's a power move.
It's a power move, and it's so.
It's
smart.
always gonna be a power move with Jay because that's the dude he is. Like that's the type of caliber dude that he is. You have to respect it, and for anybody not to put respect on his name is blasphemy at this point, bro. Like he has at every single turn, he has surprised us and one-upped it. At every turn of his career. He did shit quietly behind the doors. He married the baddest chick still in the game. Right now, Queen B, that is his wife. He is a D-boy from back in the day. He is one of the people, bro. He is one of us. He came up and he is like rap evolution. Him and Nas, they're like rap evolution. Where this shit is going to controlling shit. Rap music is the number one genre, no matter what music is. And what they need to do is just take labels off this and just call it music. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. I ain't gonna get into that. But this is Jay, man. He came from nothing and he got everything. So why would we doubt him in that moment? But
so when you was talking about the whole cannabis thing, and I was just like thinking about like how it's smart that he's jumping in, he's making power moves. Like I feel like, and this is my opinion, like honestly, I hope artists are taking this much serious where it comes to it's like if it's smart to go ahead get into the weed game and not like how Lil Wiz got or Lil Wayne got where they got their own strand, but I'm just like actually owning the company, owning the business, because the fact that you owning pretty much a company where you can pretty much sell the cannabis, get
ownership is everything,
bro.
But like the thing about that is it's really hard to get into though.
It is hard to get into, but like if they get to the point or talk to the right people, it's like crazy because the fact that you owning the company, then you can also have some influence when you legislation gets in, and then when you are controlling those few states, those cities that pretty much allow cannabis to go in, and then there's new states that open up almost every other year or every year. Like, and then when they come in, like, yo, it's purely empty. That's free real estate. Like when, like, that's easy to go ahead and put a company or two inside that state, and then everybody gravitate that from the beginning. And like, shoot, the first month, first week, go billions. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like this is like you said, it's a power move. It's the smartest move because he will have some way in to go ahead and pretty much be an owner of the thing that pretty much put us in on jail cells over many years. Then he also could get some influence eventually in legislation, so he could go ahead and expand. And then at the same time, it's just dope. That's just dope. That's what I was like. Gotta give my man his respect. That's all I'm really want.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, just that program alone and that is already doing a lot because he's been doing that stuff since last year, and like no one even really knew it. Well, I didn't know about it, so it's just goes to show that he always on top of what he needs to be on top of while still taking care of him and his people. You know, like he out here doing what he's supposed to be doing, and I just wanted to salute him on that. And yeah,
Hey, I got a question for you.
what's up?
Would you think Jay Z will be still the man today if he had Dame Dash in his corner, or would you think Dame Dash will probably excel so much further if him and Jay was still cool?
Man, I just aim on a show the other day. He got his own like TV service or whatever, like it's a TV streaming service. He got his own thing, and he got his own talk show and stuff. Dame, I'm gonna say this off rip. Dame is a god of the game, like, and I truly mean that. I don't know about what his personal relationship and shit was like, so I ain't even really gonna touch on that. But what I do know is Dame Dash should be highly respected, like just for his business moves. He's always thought outside the box and done things that nobody else was doing. Always been brass, or you could call it cocky or whatever, but I call it just him being confident in who he is and what he do. He's still that way. If you watch him talk on anything, he is still that same dude. But when it comes to business and thinking of ideas, like he find a way to make it happen. Like Dame Dash is a monster. But as far if I think he was with Jay Z, still, of course, like everybody that's around Jay is like in powerful positions almost. So he's yeah, like all his friends are. Well, the ones that are in his close circle or whatever. So, of course, I think that's if they had the same, you know what I mean? Like Jay kept on doing the same things because with Dame in the same orbit of them, it might have came out different, you know? So, I don't know.
So let's say
I think
this.
it pretty much happened how it was supposed to.
I will say this. If Dame and Jay would have stayed together during the time before they got split up, I still would think they would broke off. But I feel like Jay will probably be a little bit bigger than where Dame is. Well, they will be. I feel
But
like
Dame
Jay will
though
be.
is good though. Like
No, I'm not saying nothing bad about it. It's just like I feel like Jay Z will probably be so much more than what he is today. Because, like how you said, Dame was that person who always thought outside the box, and then when he had thought outside the box, he had plans.
You
and
think Jay Z would have been more?
I think Jay Z would have been more where he at right now. Like this dude, like you know how he has some stake or all that stuff. Like I'm talking about, Jay Z will pretty much be so much more than where he at right now, because the fact that if you think about the modes or pretty much think about the stuff that Dame was introducing Jay to and then get into, then I could say, okay, yeah, that's dope. I can see why he did that, all that good stuff, you know, woo woo. But when Jay is over here doing these power moves, going to these different things and all that stuff. I feel like Dame would have came on the back end and then found some ways where he has these moves, but other ways to expound on those. And then that's why I'm like, I feel like his brand, the whole rock brand, would grown so much more. I just think the downfall that pretty much broke them up is just the fact that sometimes, like, how you said, Dame is so brass and Jay is just like that cool mellow type, and just like it just doesn't connect. Because that's why I felt like with Kanye and Jay Z at that one point in time, it's like, yo, Watch the Throne, when they came together for that, I felt like, oh my God, it's flawless. But when it came to anything else, like, Kanye is just out here doing extra shit. Jay is not that kind of guy. He's strategic, and he's quiet. He's doing this stuff, and so that's why I'm like, Jay ain't gonna want to associate that. He will make his moves, but at the same time, and he's gonna go further. But the people that he had on his side that could made him so much more with just the polar opposite, that he had to go ahead and do this venture on his own and his own team.
Yeah,
No, like I said, I ain't got nothing against any of them. I'm just like, I felt like if they was still in his corner, like Jay, I feel like he could have been in so much more that we.
But yeah, I just think Dame, like the same way. I would agree with you, because I think Dame is he is that guy too. Jay Z just happened, like, nothing away from Jay, but being with Beyonce, and I think that is a strategic move as well. I think he loves the shit out of her too, and I think Beyonce feels the same way about Jay. Like, it's a strategic move as well. Like, Beyonce ain't just gonna marry anybody. Like, you might love Beyonce is Beyonce. Like, it might not work with just anybody. It has to be somebody that's can be my husband. You know what I mean? And that is Jay Z. He is Jay Z. But you can't lie that them two together elevated them both in a way. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely.
And that plays like, your partner is a huge, huge role in your life, in the outcome of your life. That is somebody you're choosing to spend the rest of your life with or whatever. So that is a very strategic, like, choosing. You know what I mean? When two people come together. So I think Beyonce elevated Jay as well, and Dame just didn't get his or maybe he did get his Beyonce or whatever, but it's Beyonce. You can't even say that, like, because it's Beyonce. Nothing else. She's gonna elevate somebody, like,
with him being with Beyonce. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, where Jay Z is now, he's like up there. He's way up there, and like that's what I said. Dame, he's doing things that people in Jay Z's eyes probably wouldn't be. Jay Z's position probably wouldn't think of outside of outside stuff. That's why I say, like, right now where Dame at, it's like, don't get me wrong, Dame has everything he deserves. Like, he deserves his flowers, he deserves his respect, but it's not on the level of where when he was with Jay Z and everybody was rocking all together. It's just like you would think, well, Dame should be up there too, but like, no, I feel like Dame is like, pretty much like on mid level or on low level, but still rocking to the point where he can go ahead and maneuver, make some moves and all that stuff. I love the fact that he can go ahead and he's in business for himself, but like I said, he could have been. I feel like he has room. He has a lot of room where he can grow, and I wish they would come back together and like just become that powerhouse.
I do want them to come back together at some point, like, and squash all they beef, but it might be too deep. You know what I mean? No one really knows, but it would be dope to see that. I don't think it would happen just based off the two individuals that they are, like, very strong-minded individuals. And I was saying all that while ago just to say, that Dame as well is that dude, and he just didn't get some of the breaks that Jay Z got after their split. You know what I mean? Like Jay just went on a different type of wave trajectory. He evolved into his career. And Dame just it didn't happen but it doesn't take away from Dame is still that dude too. And with him being by Jay's side, it'll be dope to see them two back together. I would love to see that because I'm a huge fan of Dame too though. You know, I see him as like the business bulldog of that relationship that propelled Jay Z into being he he was like an onslaught of Jay's whole movement, you know. So he was that wave, that tornado that came through, you know. Like Jay just spit like with the bars and was still making decisions too, but in the boardrooms and stuff, I just felt like Dame in the beginning really fueled a lot of that shit. So yeah, respect to both of them though, man. They both legends in the game, and they both deserve their flowers now and then or whenever. But yeah, they gonna be remembered in this shit. If you tell the story of hip hop, you gotta mention Dame, and you most definitely gotta mention Jay Z. So that's all you could really ask for, you know. And they did that shit because I followed them heavy, man. Like after I started getting on out of Texas music, because at first I was only on Texas shit. Growing up, that's all I knew. But after I started listening to, you know, outside, I started traveling, you know, for like camps and AAU and stuff like that. Like then I started to hear outside. But yeah. Shout out to them boys. Shout out to them boys. But you want to jump into something or whatever to wrap this up or whatever. But our last little topic. So I'm gonna let you take that.
Oh, what was the topic though? Oh, you talk about oh yeah. Like, bro, you gotta give me a good segue into it because I'm like,
It was not a good segue, and I apologize.
Because I was just like, what I talked about, I'm like, oh yeah, I did have
because I cut it up. I said, hey, oh yeah. So yeah, that was a bad segue. That was
right.
But I'm talking about being human versus being humane or whatever.
Right.
So that's the topic we were talking about before all this, to get people caught up. And he just had a little conundrum that he was thinking about and wanted to get off his chest. So that's what I was referring to, you know, when I made
it's
transition.
good, bro. I got it. So
go ahead.
People who are listening to me as I bless your ears right now, I want to go ahead and tell you that
was extra.
It's definitely extra, but guess what? It's me, baby.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I want to tell y'all straight up that, you know, even though I go in here and I have my views on certain things, you know, I'm a human being. I can be, you know, brass at both sides. I could be emotional about things. Like there are certain things that kind of, you know, gets me, you know, riled up and get me, you know, to the point where I'm just like, I feel passionate about and all that stuff. Yeah. And honestly, and I have to sometimes think about myself and think of others people, like think of others. Like there's people out there that, you know, they see something and they get emotional and all that stuff and they go all that stuff. And then right now we're going through times where it's hard, like without a doubt. When COVID happened, a lot of stuff happened. So with me, I was just one of those people who just happened to have to work from home. And like I said, I was blessed to actually have a job where I can do this from home. Most people had to actually go out there, work, and like be exposed to people who had COVID and deal with these people who had COVID. And even though it was a lot of civil unrest because people was like, I need to get to back to jobs and I need to do this. They was protesting, preventing people from going to hospitals and stuff like that. We have to, I'm just saying this, it's like we really have to be mindful that even though we are human beings, we also have to, you know, be human, stay humane. Because like, you know, we are all in this shit together. and like nobody really wants to be in this shit. But at the same time, you know, treat with people with respect, and then try to look out for others. And the reason why I got into this mode because like with my job, we're currently hiring for you know, this position. And you know, me and my boss was talking, and you know, there's one times where you talk amongst your coworkers and y'all bitch around, talk about this, that, and the third. That's one thing. But when you start you know, hiring people externally, and you talking to them, and you know, you're pretty much getting their best of the best. You're getting the best of the best. Like, they over here give you their best interpretation of their answer. They answer anything correctly. They doing everything, and they're competing with almost thousands of people because the fact that they lost their job. So, and then sometimes they give you a little bit of bits and pieces of, you know, what they is. So
Hey,
some
so
people,
out of thousands of people, how many do y'all actually hire?
you probably have a position or one or two positions. That's why I said, like,
Jeez.
there's a lot of things. It's like
That's a crazy ratio.
it's crazy because the fact that, you know, people come to certain areas because the job market for that position is booming. But since
Yeah.
COVID had cut things in half and cut things dramatically, we don't have us not that much of a need, and some businesses didn't survive. So people are either overqualified or not, or they just get into the market and they just need a break. And then your position originally was something that people just like, it was a second thought, but now it's like the main thing. And like, you hear these stories, and it just really bring that, you know, humane part of it. It's like, you hear these stories, you get kind of like emotionally tied, and you want to help them out. So I'm saying it's like, yo, even though that we're going through a lot of stuff, you may be going through a lot of personal stuff. If you could try to throw a bone, help people out, try to do that, because like, you know, life is too short and everything is happening to everyone. Some people probably need that break, and you never, it's a domino effect. You do good to one could do good to another, and then they could all have a whole domino effect. And hopefully this world will be much better if people start being, you know, good to one another. We may have different views and opinions, but you know, just being good to others, it could go a further. It could go a long way.
That
But
is a fact. And I believe the same thing, man. Like, we gotta, the only way we really gonna get out of this and get over this and move on is with humanity, you know, like really
and
come together.
I I understand that it's hard because like, you got people out here that just fucking just disrespectful. It's just like, but and at the same time, I can understand why some of them are just disrespectful, because the fact that it's just too much and they just blow up. And like, I get it, but you know, if you feel it that way, like, you pretty much want to kind of like make sure you talking to people, make sure you you know, express yourself in a way where you get those emotions out. But when we dealing with one another, like, we real deal need to be mindful and be courteous to each other, because like, bro, not everybody really want to go through this, and people are, and there's some people out here that's going through way much harder shit than what you're doing, and the government is not even helping us out like we would hope to be. So that's why I'm like, if you are hearing this, like, yo, just try to throw a bone, try to help people out the best way you can. None of this flossing and all that bullshit. Like literally, like, help people, because the fact that we are in the position where like, everybody's hurting. In the sun, well, most people are hurting in a sense, and if we could go ahead and help make people a day much better, we can probably we can do that. And sometimes it's not going to cost that much.
Yeah. I'm with you, my brother. Like, I definitely
It's
try and reach back as much as I can and help out as much as I can. You know, I try and talk to people and be there to listen or whatnot. So
it is one of those
I'm with
moments,
you.
bro. It was just a moment where, you know, talking to somebody, and then they was telling me, you know, their previous job, and then what ended up happening. And then, you know, they end up getting into a rabbit hole telling me, you know, they lost their job, then they lost somebody close in their family, and then, you know, they had to
Tough
take out
out
a
here, man.
loan. They had credit cards that's starting to pile up, and it's just hard, and they back. And I'm like, damn. And this is like, and not everybody want to go ahead go to like a fast food job or all this stuff. They'll do it just to go ahead and make the money come in, but at the same time, that's not their, you know, end all goal. So that's why I'm like, just be respectful for people. And honestly, if people, y'all, we could do better with one another, because there's a lot of shit going on, and like I really do care about y'all, even though I might talk my shit. I do care about y'all.
I feel you, bro. That's all it takes is caring, right there. You know what I mean? And that should have smooth all this out, though. It'll be. I was talking about that. I don't remember which podcast it was, but I remember, you know, like that shit came up, and it was like, and that's all we. If you just cared about people the way you care about yourself, about your close loved ones or whatever, like if you just like, not even to that extent, but just gave them the same courtesy of being, you know, polite, like that type of shit. Even those small things right there help out. And then reaching back, and if you can give back, then do give back. So, you know, whether it's volunteering somewhere, it don't always have to be money or whatever, like to take to help somebody. So, but if you can't get money, then do that, because right now, man, folks are hurting, man. Like, and those stories are heartbreaking. So, and I wish all those, you know, people that apply for that job find that job that they're looking for, and find that thing that keeps you stable, so we can keep on going around in this shit, man. Like, I know it suck. I've been there. I'm being, you know, down and out, you know, multiple times. Like, so I truly understand, and if I can help, I do help. I got lots of brothers and sisters. I got lots of nieces and nephews. Like, but it's not just them. Like, if I can help in coaching kids hoop or whatever, or buy a jersey or a uniform, like here and there, like shit, hell yeah. Like, what you mean? That's not even a question. Like, yeah. I love the kids, bro. Shit, get them whatever they want. I don't care. Like,
You're blood of kids.
hell yeah, man. Shit. But I feel you 100%, bro, and I'm with you, you know, and I care about you too, my brother. We gonna hug virtually.
Oh my God.
It's a
See,
virtual hug.
this is why I don't like
Come
trying
here.
to be in these emotional ass
Come here.
comments stars, because like you got this motherfucker over here just wanted to be all lovey dovey, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to, like, yo, stop making me feel all warm and bubbly and all that bullshit.
Oh man, chill out.
Like, no, it just like, it was a moment of realization. It just like, yo, you just have to sometimes like stop and appreciate and be blessed of what you got.
You gotta appreciate what you got, man.
And then there's also people that are in, you know, positions that there's not the best, and you know, not everybody's gonna promote or broadcast it out. So like, try to do what you can do, because I'm gonna just say like this, like, I'm fortunate now, because now, you know, I have a lady here. She has her family here and all that stuff. I'm fortunate now. If I've been in a situation, I have support just from, you know, my extended. But when I was here about 4 years ago, when I was here by my own, if this happened 4 years ago and my job just X'd out, I will be like over here struggling, like anxiety levels are high, because the fact that the company I used to work with 4 years ago got pretty much dissolved, and like my people back at home can't help me, and I had nobody here. I had nobody that cared about me here. So that's what I said, like, I'm appreciative of where the position I'm in right now, and you know, I thank God for that. And then at the same time, I know people there's people that's out here that don't have that. Like they're going through it, and at the same time, if I could go ahead and stop and just have a conversation with them, or if I can go ahead and it's like, yo, I know this job position, I'm really cool with this person, let me go ahead and give you a referral. Like, let me do that. Like, that's why I said, like, that's the least I can do, because like that's why I'm like, if any bone you could throw at somebody just for out of show of love, just do it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't take that long. It just pretty much all is us out. You just out there being good people. That's why I said being human versus being a human being. Stop being just a person that just go on life day by day and actually think about the humane parts of people and actually look out for them and, help a brother, help a sister out. All right, I'm done before I start getting all emotional and start crying and shit.
Oh, man, do not start crying, man. Do not start crying. No.
I hope you don't cry.
Anyway, though, but yeah, I wanted to get into a little announcement or whatever before we get up out of here. And so I announced on a couple, last podcast or whatever that I will be announcing soon. I think it was last podcast. Anyway, it don't matter. But so I've been working on this little project or whatever, it's a web series, and we are finally in the stages. It got slowed down. It was supposed to get started back in January. No, yeah, it was like around January when we started casting and stuff like that, and hopefully start shooting by that spring. But then, of course, as we've been talking about, shit kind of hit the fan and we had to, shut down everything. But we finally figured out a way to do everything safely because we are still going through this pandemic, unfortunately. And but we figured out a safe way to do it, and we're going to start back filming on the 14th of November. And y'all can look for that soon. So I'm really excited about that. But I will be doing casting. So if y'all go to my Facebook page, if y'all want to get information on that, if you can, try out and stuff and read for some of the roles that haven't been already filled, because the main people are pretty much already set, but we do have other spots that we are still going to be casting for, even up and probably till the last minute. So yeah, hit up the Facebook page. It'll be in a link or whatever. And whether you're listening to this on whatever or watching it, on the website, but you already be on the website, so don't even worry about it then. You just move over pages. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, that's that. I guess that was a good little podcast though, my G.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get into my emotions, so yeah, that's why I was like, gotta keep it on an emotional note and just call it a quits, and then just go ahead, hang this up, and then cry myself to sleep, get all that stuff out.
God damn, bro,
no, on the real though, is it like I'm not gonna go act like I don't do this, but do you take sometimes just like cry?
Do what now?
Do you take some time out of the week and just like maybe one day or something like that and just cry?
Nah, bro, I've never done that before. I've tried, of course, but I've never taken like a day out, like to do that. Like,
I'm not trying to say it's like, pretty much force yourself to cry. It's just like, if something was like a real emotion that got you sad or anything and all that stuff, it just like, if you're around, like behind people or not around people, just like, cry. And, it's one of those things. Maybe it's just I could look at study up, and not just saying I'm talking about this for me. It's just like, when you cry, you really, you letting out all your pain and aggression, all that stuff out. Yeah. And then like, you feel so much better right afterwards. And that's why I say, like, people, if you going through some things and all that stuff, I ain't gonna lie, I have horrible allergies and my nose is stuffed up, so I don't do this a lot. But if you not like me, just like if you going through a lot of stuff, it's okay to cry. Like, let that shit out. Like,
Let
let
that
it
shit
go.
out.
Because when you let that shit go, and I swear, when that shit is done, your face is all looking tore up. Guess what? You can wipe that face up, and then I know you're gonna feel good right afterwards. And right afterwards, you know, go up and get out about your day and pretty much work it, fuck it up, and try to make be the best that you can be that day, and then strive to be better the next day.
Yeah, I have a I don't. It's nothing wrong with crying. I think if that's your thing and that's what you need to help you heal, then that's what you should do. Like I think to everybody, it's it's all on you how you heal. Like there's no blueprint to it. You know what I mean? Just so me, I have a problem though, like with letting out emotion. I've been to one therapy session or whatever. Well, not, yeah, one like where I went on my own. Like
Mm-hmm.
I had like a court order anger management thing that I had to do, but that was like years ago, and it was just like one session. So, but one that I actually went on my own. Yeah, that shit. I cried in there, and that shit was like weird. I ain't never went. I ain't never went back. But like my emotions or whatever.
Probably wasn't comfortable with the
Talking about,
person who made you cry. It's like, yo, how did the hell you just made me do this?
bro, that's the shit that tripped me out. Bro, I was like, what the fuck? Why am I talking about this shit? I'm doing this. Like, why the fuck are we talking about this shit? Like, I just met you, my nigga. Like, what is happening right now? I've been knowing you for 15 minutes, my nigga. I don't cry in front of nobody.
Like
What,
they try to get a lot in within that hour. So that's why I'm like,
bro?
you out here expressing all that stuff. I'm like, man, this is
Like,
something we should
nah.
do in the second or third. Like, you don't do this on the first day.
On the first encounter, my dude. Like, but yeah, I be trying like to express my emotions more and stuff like that, and have different outlets. Like, this calms me down a lot. So like green and like that's why when you were talking about getting in the cannabis business or whatever, yeah, like we've been already researching and land and getting land acquired to started, you know, getting, you know, like the seeds and like all of that stuff and learning about the actual legislation behind it and when it's coming into play, but just getting our ducks in a row and shit is super important, you know, because it actually does help, and there's no reason somebody should be going to jail for this, bro. Like I just don't understand it. Like it's literally a flower, but it's it is what it is right now, but it's slowly changing. But there are people still locked up for this stuff in certain states, and people are making millions in other states, and the shit is not fair, but it is one way that I use to cope or whatever in my self therapy, I guess. But I do need to make. My girl was telling me I need to make some therapy appointments and shit like that, or like go with her and shit. It might make it easier, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
I do because I know like sometime like now I'm a lot better because I'm older, but in my younger day, like I was especially after like 19, like 20. For some reason, I felt like all that shit from my childhood just came up, and I was just like ready to like to fight. Like I had to let that shit out, but I wouldn't fight. I would take it out like on a court or something like that, you know, like being over aggressive and shit. And then when it was time to fight, like actually enjoying that shit, you know, and it was like I knew once my grandma talked to me that it was time for me to calm down and actually like relax and shit like that, you know. So and cause she didn't really bring up anything that was if it had to be real, like you tripping, you know, like you fucking up. So
You do it too much if she has to
yeah,
come.
yeah, exactly. So that's when it was time for me to start reevaluating, you know, what the fuck is going on with me and get my shit back together. But yeah, and but I'm with you, bro. Like let that shit out if you need to. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's like it's more it's like real shit though. It's more manly to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like that's the actual tapping into your emotion. That's truly controlling
Mm-hmm.
who you are. You know what I mean? So like I'm kind of, scared to go think about certain thoughts, and shit, and like really getting into it to even go that far. But yeah, I'm with you, my G. But y'all know where the socials will be, man. We just gonna get ready to get up out of here, but we appreciate everybody for joining us. That was a good little podcast, my G. You know what I mean? Good little
I'm here for the
podcast.
most. So, y'all, thank you for listening to us. Pretty much, I appreciate y'all coming here.
Social media's down here.
Social media's on the low. Y'all pretty much know we won't be here if it wasn't for y'all, our listeners, being here. So that's pretty much why we do this every week, because
That is
we
a
want
fact.
to do right by y'all. Shout out to King Suave. That song that we did early was called Back Pockets. Whenever you want to see a young lady in the club, back pockets, that's how you know she's doing her thing. So check his music out and the whole Dream ENT.
Facts. And yeah, peeps. So that's a wrap. We out this thing. Yeah.